Welcome to The Explainer. All right, let's get right into it today. If you ask pretty much any astrologer what the single most common topic they get questioned about is, the answer is always, without fail, marriage. And honestly, it makes total sense. It's one of those massive life decisions that if it goes wrong, can result in some serious loss. But if it goes right, it becomes your absolute sanctuary. So today, we're decoding the true reality of married life through a completely hidden astrological metric. This is something that might literally change how you view your relationships forever.
It's the ultimate million-dollar question, isn't it? Why do some marriages completely thrive while others just fail? Have you ever noticed how one person's marriage seems to totally catapult their career while another's just slowly eats away at them from the inside? We're always wondering, is my partner actually going to be supportive? Is my life going to improve, or is it just going to be an endless, exhausting list of duties and responsibilities?
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Most of us just rush to look at the 7th house of our birth chart, or maybe we check out where Venus is sitting to find all these answers. But here's the secret. The 7th house? It really only shows the surface level, the real, hidden reality of your marital karma, the messy family dynamics, and exactly the kind of partner you're destined to attract. That is actually found through a much deeper technique. It's called the Upapada Lagna.
So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The secret marriage house. 2. Calculating Upapada Lagna. 3. Important calculation exceptions. 4. Assessing marriage quality. And 5. The impact of planets.
Okay, Section 1. The secret marriage house. Moving beyond the 7th house.
The source material we're looking at highlights a really crucial point about what this metric actually does. The Upapada Lagna, or UL as we're going to call it, is a point derived not from your marriage house, but actually from your 12th house. And you might be wondering, why the 12th? Well, because it dictates the actual on-the-ground reality of your marriage life. It basically decodes the karma written in the stars for you. It shows exactly what your family life is going to look like behind closed doors and what specific circumstances your spouse will be coming from.
Section 2. Calculating Upapada Lagna. This is our step-by-step masterclass. So, if you have your D1 birth chart handy, pull it out right now because we are going to decode the mathematical logic together. Let's look at the sheer logical beauty of this. Okay, step 1. Identify the zodiac sign sitting right there in your 12th house. For this example, let's say it's Taurus. Step 2. Find the ruling planet of that sign. For Taurus, we all know that's Venus. Now, step 3. Find exactly where Venus is sitting in your chart and count the distance from the 12th house over to Venus. Just remember to include the 12th house as number 1 in your counting. Finally, step 4. Take that exact distance you just counted and count that same number forward starting from Venus. Wherever you land, boom, that spot is your Upapada Lagna. To make this even simpler, our sources offer a great little cheat sheet. Let's look at the first row here. Say your 12th house lord sits in your first house. That means it is 2 houses away from the 12th. So you just count 2 houses forward from the first house and you land on the second house. That right there is your UL. Or what if it sits in the second house? That's 3 houses away. Count 3 forward from the second and their UL is the 4th house. Now, what if it sits way over in the 11th house? That's a full 12 houses away. Count 12 forward and your UL becomes the 10th house. Honestly, pretty simple once you get the hang of it, right?
Moving right along to Section 3, Important Calculation Exceptions. These are the Gemini astrology rules.
Now hold on a second, because there is a catch before you finalize your result. Your Upapada Lagna can actually never be the 12th house itself, and it can never be the 6th house, which sits directly opposite it. So if your step-by-step counting lands you on either the 12th or the 6th house, you've hit a roadblock. But don't worry, the fix is super easy. You simply have to jump exactly 10 houses forward from that spot. So if your math landed you on the 6th house, counting 10 houses forward lands you cleanly on the 3rd house, and that 3rd house becomes your true UL. Because of these specific rules, your UL can actually only ever fall into 6 specific houses: the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 8th, 9th, or 10th.
All right, Section 4. Assessing marriage quality. Let's talk about what your placement actually means. Okay, so you've done the math, you have your number. What does your specific Upapada Lagna house placement actually mean for your relationship? The source material uses this absolutely brilliant analogy. It says, analyzing marriage is like buying a car. You don't just look at it, you check the tires, the paint, and the insurance. It's so true. You want to know the whole picture before you commit to anything. Finding your UL house is basically the ultimate under-the-hood inspection of your future or current marriage.
Let's quickly run through what each house reveals.
If your UL landed on the second house, prepare for a marriage that's going to require some heavy daily maintenance. Family interference, needing to set firm boundaries, and total money transparency, those are going to be massive themes for you. You'll definitely need to watch your words carefully. Now, if it's the third house, your marriage is basically a catalyst for movement. You can totally expect travel, relocation, and taking risks together. It turns a static life into a very dynamic, growth-oriented journey. If you got the fourth house, this one is all about domestic bliss. Your focus is going to be heavily on property, deep emotional comfort, and building a really peaceful, traditional home together. Now, if you land on the eighth house, wow, okay, brace yourself for this one. This indicates a highly karmic, deep, and sometimes quite heavy marriage. It demands massive personal adjustments, dealing with hidden tensions, and often involves taking on heavy responsibilities towards your in-laws. It's really about profound spiritual transformation. For the ninth house, marriage brings immense luck, higher learning, and future planning. But you got to beware the trap of overthinking. People with this placement constantly wonder, do I deserve a better option? And that can cause delays and hesitation. And finally, the 10th house. This kind of marriage is deeply tied to your public status and your career. You guys are basically building a power couple. You'll bond over ambitions, promotions, and status, but just keep in mind, if the career dips, the marriage might feel that strain too.
And that brings us to Section 5, the impact of planets. This is the final 60% of the puzzle.
Because listen, the house placement we just talked about, that is only 40% of the story. This is where we see the real balance of astrology. You absolutely have to look at the planetary aspects. If benefic planets, we're talking Jupiter, the Moon, Mercury, or Venus, are sitting in or looking directly at your Upapada Lagna, they act like a massive protective shield. They bring peace, they bring emotional support, and they can literally turn even the most difficult karmic placements into spiritual growth. But on the flip side of that, if malefic planets like Saturn, Mars, Rahu, or Ketu are influencing that house, they are going to introduce some deep karmic tests. They can bring up trust issues, severe tensions, and honestly, they can turn a peaceful home into a bit of a battlefield. These planets basically dictate exactly how smoothly you are going to experience the themes of your UL house.
So I really want you to go look at your chart. Calculate your placement using the steps we went over. Does your Upapada Lagna reveal a marriage meant to build your public status, or is it a deep, hidden test of your karma? Understanding this secret metric, it doesn't just predict the future. It gives you the exact blueprint of what you need to work on right now to make your relationship truly thrive. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the hidden realities of marriage today. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.